So if you think about the same picture, let me make a couple adjustments to this. Um, uh, the school uh, owns 90%, maybe 95% of the learning when the child is young, right? Child goes to school. Here's the agenda. Here's the book. Open it up. Here, the test can be on this date. We'll define what success looks like. It's ours. But guess what? That actually never declines over time. The school always maintains heavy controls over the child. Yes, you have to be here at 8 o'clock, even though you're 14 years old or 17 years old or 18 years old. You got to be here at this time. And yes, we're going to tell you what's going to be on the test and what you're going to study and which book you're going to read and when it needs to be done. Blah 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 blah. Right. So the school owns learning. I'm sorry to be too like. Hope I'm not getting too deep into this, but this is super important. School owns learning. So what happens to the child? They actually get stuck. I'm going to delete this if I can. Yeah, don't worry about it. The child kind of gets stuck down in here. They have the capacity and the internal desire to lead, but they can't. So when I say that, and not well, last point, and then we'll get to the key issue. At some point, they leave school, and then from that point on, guess what? They're expected to own 90% of their decision making. That's why so many kids go to school and they act like a friggin' knucklehead, myself included, because I had never been given freedom. Got to school and just went hog crazy, uh, being drunk on that freedom, having never been responsible, learned the responsibility for that freedom. And so the school sets kids up for this. Some kids get stuck where that's where you see a 23-year-old who really hasn't figured out how they can learn and they get stuck. That's how you have that, is because they've never been given the reins. So all this to say is, I would argue with you, Courtney, at some point, every parent's going to have to wrestle with this curve. And when they do, they have to figure out, are they going to stick in the model that they're in, the one that was built in 1900? Are they going to do a blend, which is stick in the model but fight it tooth and nail, or to build something outside of that model? And unfortunately, those outside models are things that are largely parent led and parent run, because there's no private or public dollars to support that type of individualized child agency kind of work. So given all this, when you say we are committed to the public school system, this is what you're going to have to fight against and struggle with from day one.